That's what Zingy's going to go with.
Oh, that's the other one.
That was the other one that he goes with, yeah.
Yep.
You can only ban so many of them, and there's going to be a Graves, so they're going to be well prepared for a Graves versus Misfortune. The question is, will they run it in the mid again, like they did in the last match, or will they go back to the bottom lane?
I'm almost expecting them to go with something a little bit more standard against Falafel Gaming. They were trying to pull out the surprises onto Dirtnap last time. There's so many teams.
I know.
We got the names.
You've just got to clear your mind.
Yeah, because you've never made a verbal mistake.
Never.
All your years of broadcast.
Absolutely. And, well, they are going to choose to go with the Olaf in the top lane. Or will it be the top lane this time? Little Kevin obviously took the top lane with Katarina in the last match. Will we see Porn Gypsy taking that on the top lane? And, well, there's going to be a Sonar alongside again. So very much the same picks.
Yeah, kind of like you said, they might be going for some of the same things. They obviously can't get a Mumu this time because it's straight off the table in the bans. But if that's to be believed, you could get a Katarina going in as well, and then all they have to do is switch out a different jungle. Maybe something like Maokai, you know? Still similar initiation. Even though he doesn't lock people up, he has the damage reduction aura in about the same range. Wonder what Falafel Gaming will throw back at them here, because it's all on the line for these guys. So if they have anything secret up their sleeves, any kind of strategy, you have to use it now.
Absolutely. One of these teams are going to be out of the tournament at the end of this game. That's it. It could be 20 minutes. In fact, it could be less. We've seen less. It could be an hour. It could be plus. It could be more. We don't know. Lulu could be the pick, which would definitely signify that it's going to be a Zingy in the jungle on Nunu. And the other pick would it be the top laner or the mid? I guess you're going to go with the top laner here. Because you know you're up against an Olaf, probably.
You think you're up against
Well,
I'd say you'd pick, the safe pick would be a top laner.
And it's
but
Rumble.
Because of Dr. Trevor, you don't know where that's going.
It could be mid.
Could be mid.
It could be mid. Let's see whether it will be, and what a one-trick pony going to counter this with.
So, if we're going to go by last game, they're going to want to pick Katarina, something resources as well, and then they could go with Maokai. If I had to just pick two off the top here, would be Katarina and Maokai, but really, it's so tricky for them based on the fact that Falafel Gaming can do wherever they want with their solo lanes. That's one of the reasons some of these teams will pick red side now, because the counterpicking and the amount of dual laning champions is so wide. Could that be a Zed?
Well, Zed very strong right now. Tricky champion, I always feel, to play.
It's really
hard to master.
I suck at Zed. I am absolutely atrocious with him. Because I go to...
That is a lot of burst.
There's a lot of assassins, too. I like it, actually.
That's a lot of damage right there. That is flat out, we are going to go all in.
I like that a lot, actually. Just because we're going to have to highlight some of the farming things that Zed can do this game, but he's very efficient. There's like a trick kind of combo you have to pull off to clear the whole wave. You can do it very frequently and keep a lot of pressure on the team at all times.
Oh. Malzahar. Well, right, Major should be happy.
We'll see. We'll see if this is Malzahar.
We'll
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either. And you're never really too sure until the picks go through. And
I want to see Pantheon here.
I mean, where are they thinking this is going to be? I guess it's going to be Katarina mid. Almost certainly. Well, I say almost certainly. They could shuffle the pack around a little bit.
They could shuffle it wherever they want, in all honesty. Westeros plays Zed mid. A lot of other people play Zed in the top lane. And please be Pantheon.
Pantheon mid. Valkyrin did play it before in the online qualifiers. It would make sense.
Awesome.
And there it is. So, Pantheon, let's see where they're going to shuffle the pack around. It is going to be potentially Porn Gypsy in the Jung on the top. Actually with Zed, maybe. I was thinking maybe it's going to be Olaf on the top like he was in the last game, but Scuba Chris seems to be sticking with Olaf. Everybody seems to have shuffled around as much as possible. And actually...
Just messing all this around. We have Valkyrin on Rumble, Trevor on Pantheon.
Is this going to be a last-minute switch?
Could be a last... I think they're all... No, they can still switch at this point.
Yeah.
Could be last-minute switch, but it could also just be... These guys are pretty versatile players, all in all. They could swap around these roles. Just team comp-wise, though, in the next few seconds, it's all about the assassination for one-trick ponies. Zed's going to have to go in and pop pretty much whatever he can. If you get enough damage on Zed, you can kill anybody in that combo. Then for Falafel Gaming, it's going to be about a Zingy's early pressure comboed with the Pantheon ults and Rumble coming down. So it's an early game gamut for Falafel, an assassin gamut for one-trick ponies.
Last second switch. Valkyrin's going to be mid on Pantheon. Top lane Rumble. So it's Rumble versus Zed. And, well, Misfortune. And Misfortune, will he go down the bottom this time?
I feel like he has to, in all honesty. It's not the best. Like, you can 1v2 against a Pantheon, but then the window for ganks is so huge at that point. He is so good at just comboing in.
He gets his passive
if
shield
you're going to
up.
be pushed up that far, exactly, and he gets the passive shield up, he'll block 2 shots from MF, reduce a lot of the damage, and just try to crush you on those lanes. I feel like they got to go safe.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting underway. It is the North American qualifiers. This is Group C, or Group 2, whichever you'd like to refer to it
second
as.
group of the day.
Group 2 for TV, Group C for everybody else on the internet that is
Leaguepedia
watching.
brackets, all that
Leaguepedia,
stuff.
all the brackets on Reddit, everywhere else, even on the North American competitive website. As I remember, I am doing the camera. And so, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway. It is the blue team of One Trick Ponies once again, but this time they are facing off against Falafel Gaming, also known as Admiral Azingi's Warriors. And, Jan, will we see a level 1 fight?
I don't think so, and that's pretty much been my answer for all of these games, because all the wards that have been coming out have made people afraid of going in, because they can pretty much cover every single entrance if you want to sneak somewhere. So unless you're running someone very fast, as up top Pawn Gypsy and Trevor actually saw each other, unless you're running somewhere very fast and sneaking into a brush to stop someone from warding, you're not getting any kind of big 5-on-5 engages anymore.
And is that down to the pure fact that you can get these Explorers wards? Or, I mean, it's not really Explorers wards people are using. It's actually the giant stack of health pots that they've used top lane. This is something we're starting to see develop in the top lane.
Yeah, look at this. 9 health pots in a ward, 9 health pots in 2 wards. Of course, Pawn Gypsy already placing his ward in the top lane. And it's just, it does make seemingly this part of the early game a little more controlled until people adapt to it.
So, there's a little bit of poke. They're trying to catch onto each other. Pawn Gypsy and Dr. Trevor there, but nobody really catching on. We are going to see Ludo. Oh, Ozadin might get caught out here. I think he just got a glimpse of Scuba Chris. He was looking to try and get that ward out towards the Wraiths. And actually, now he realizes, yeah, the late invade going to come from One Trick Pony here.
Ooh, but will that Glare Lance that he just landed across all of them back them off? And it absolutely will. Scares them away. One thing I want to point out is the Zingy and Valkyrin starting with the red buff. That means Nooney's going to be going for some early countering, I have to say.
Well, the Zingy has not had any help on that red buff at all. He's just not added leash whatsoever. Now he's going to get Dr. Trevor coming around to try and put a bit more damage on it, which means the Zingy is purely... Oh, he did use Smite. He used Smite early on.
He smited it right at the end there. He consumed and smited it, went straight away. We'll see where he decides to go down, because he has no Ice Blast since he started with Consume and Blood Boil, but Jungle Nunu, not something we've seen that much of. Definitely one of Azingi's specialties, though.
So, looking like everything's going to level itself out. Let's go straight through the lanes as we begin to see Azingi coming round. Is he going to get round and get a Consume down? He puts the ward down. Scuba Chris realizes there. Scuba Chris is low, and he could be fighting a Smite. No! He managed to get the Smite down, and then a last hit on it just in time. Azingi couldn't quite get the Consume.
If only Azingi could have had a better pull on his red buff to allow him to save his Smite, he would have easily been able to steal that. And that's just an example of laners not helping out a jungler quite enough. If he's planning on an early game strategy like that, he has to get his solo laners to help him out with that. That's just a pretty fatal mistake that they've made early.
So we can see Pawn Gypsy versus Dr. Trevor in this top lane. Take us through this. Rumble versus Zed. I mean, this is a tricky lane. This is a lane you don't often see.
This is one of those things where Dr. Trevor's going to play it careful, and so is Pawn Gypsy. I think they're both going to be farming fairly early on here. Since neither of them went for much early aggression, it's going to be all about when they hit 6 and use ults on each other.
Scuba Chris down the bottom there. Ghost has been hit. Is he going to come across? Misses the axe. Actually, they both get away from this one. The flash comes out. Ozadin is just going to have to use the exhaust. Is it going to be enough to take him down? Could be first blood. Yes, he will be. It's Regeron that picked it up. Mr. Wish also took it down very low, but he's forced to back away. Less than ideal first blood person to pick it up, but it doesn't matter. They all got the assist.
And this is just almost a chain of what happened at the start of the game. If Azingi would have been able to steal Scuba Chris's blue buff, he would have leveled off of it, got Ice Blast, and killed him as Pawn Gypsy. Of course.
Very, very, very close. 40 hit points just as I pinned straight back up there. We saw him go down. Both ignites used. You can see across the board. That was just a simple case of both at level 4. Actually, I think, did Pawn Gypsy level off the kill, or was it just at that point when he managed to survive? I'm not too sure.
Pawn Gypsy leveled off the kill. They were both level 3 when they were deciding the duel. And that's me not knowing enough about the Zed matchup, because I thought he was going to be passive there early. Went all in on Rumble early.
All in indeed. Well, let's have a look towards the mid lane then. A Katarina versus a Pantheon, both in level 4 now.
This has got to be a historically tough matchup for Pantheon, but look at all the attention people are spending mid here. 2-on-2.
Straight away, Scuba Chris is going to catch on towards Valkyrie. Scuba Chris tried to come in for a gank, but you can see Azingi is not giving up on this one. The Ice Blast, he gets it. Azingi picks up the kill, gets the consume, and now he just strolls away like a boss. Valkyrie in the bush. Wow, he knew exactly how much damage he was going to do there.
The experience he has on Nunu, the buff transfer is the huge thing about that. Scuba Chris had fresh double buffs on Olaf, and now those are Azingi's double buffs that he's going to have for quite a while. He should be able to hopefully pull that off to ganking and more counter jungling, because since they gave up the kill bottom lane, and the fact that Rumble got soloed by Pawn Gypsy up top really means Azingi's going to have to help out a lot from the jungle on Nunu.
So look towards the top, you can see Dr. Trevor overheating. Pawn Gypsy, both level 5 and level 4, so slight advantage at the moment with the levels. Around about, in fact, it's a full level advantage right now that Dr. Trevor has over, Pawn Gypsy has over Dr. Trevor, using his shadow, throwing it in the bush, checking out, trying to keep the damage going down. Back down the bottom, Scuba Chris coming back in once again, and remember, Ozadin already used the flash in the last engage, is going to get caught with the slow. Is the shield going to be enough? Scuba Chris going to land one more axe, he's going to have the tower dive if he wants to go for it. And honestly, that all happened and Raging Kenny was not involved. It just didn't manage to communicate the gank well enough.
And that was just an example of the AD carry, as you say, not getting in there. I want to point out up top, though, Zed and Dr. Trevor. Dr. Trevor shouldn't be allowed to bully him here, but when you saw him throw in that Living Shadow into the other side, they couldn't, he was scouting that because he thought Nunu was going to be there. He could be bullying right now, but there's so much pressure being applied by Zingy on the rest of the map.
And then we see Dr. Trevor warding down the river. He's going to return back to that. And actually, that's gave him the chance, because he's been bullying it so much, he's caught completely up. Actually, tell a lie, he's still beyond an entire level. Talking out of my backside. So, Zingy in the middle with the Blood Boil on.
Yeah.
Honestly, a level 6 Valkyrie now. He's been pretty much safe in this mid lane so far. Top lane, they're going very low again there. They're going to turn back around towards Dr. Trevor. Pawn Gypsy, this is the damage you talked about. The moment Azingi showed himself in that bottom, Pawn Gypsy just goes straight for Dr. Trevor.
Now level 7 versus level 5. It was really a matter of both Rumble and Zed keying off of their ultimate strength, and he just got there a lot sooner.
He's jumping.
Here comes Pant.
He's jumping up towards the top. Pawn Gypsy realizes it, has to get caught out. He's just going to get, oh no! Managed to just get across towards the next bush. Is it going to be enough? There's going to be a spear come out. Will the strength be enough? No.
Needs
he
one
could
more.
Get a jump. He's going to tower dive it. Surely come across. There it is. And well, Azingi didn't even manage to get any assist goal off it, but Valkyrie was ready for that.
Hopefully they can continue to turn around on Zed's aggression. Otherwise, that's going to be an extremely painful lane from Dr. Trevor. And I want to welcome any of you who just did tune in to our stream. The other stream's having some technical difficulties, so this is the game to watch right now. Loser goes home.
The loser does go home. One Trick Ponies at the moment, 3-2 up. Top lane, 2-1-0. And it is Azingi's boys. Azingi's been starting to cause problems, and well, if he'd have got that blue, it would have been snowballing like crazy for Falafel.
Right at the start of the game, Azingi had a chance to steal Scuba Chris's blue, but he didn't have his smite up because he got a very poor pull on his own red, was not able to pull that off. Then Scuba Chris actually got a successful gank off elsewhere, and they're still pulling back into that. So you can see a lot of pressure being applied by Falafel Gaming, and really top lane Pawn Gypsy and bottom lane Raging Kenny have been doing quite well for One Trick Ponies, at least in lane.
Zingy effectively doing a drive-by on the mid there with Nunu. He's going to come around. They're going to try and steal the red away. You can see the ward getting put down by little Kevin. They realize that he is on the red. The rest of the team are all starting to pull this way, but the jungler is a long way off. He might be able to pick this one up. Yes, he will.
Yep.
And of course, just consume smites. Bam, done. Where is... Oh, the pink ward had been put down there. That's why I was thinking Valkyrie clearing that one out. So pink ward been put down by Ozadin. And they are continuing the pressure. Let's have a look back towards the top, Jan.
And we'll see Pawn Gypsy's ultimate is back up right now. There it is. He might take down Trevor.
Straight away, and you can see Trevor tries to put his ulti down, but the burst damage, the level damage, is it going to be enough? He's trying to lifesteal. The Siege Minions hitting him. He's done 50 hit points, and he manages to avoid it.
And this time, Valkyrie's Pantheon ultimate is not quite up to end Pawn Gypsy's fun. And despite the 2 Dorn shields built on Dr. Trevor's Rumble, he can still not withstand the burst coming out from that E-maxing Zed so far. that's going to continue to be a problem, especially now Pawn Gypsy's got his wave clear going. I don't know exactly what they're going to do to deal with Zed here.
Yeah, Zed is definitely going to become a problem. And the more damage he gets, it's just going to start being able to just pop people in one combo, no problem at all. It's going to become an issue for anyone in the team, let alone just poor old Rumble at the top there, who's just slowly but surely feeding away.
And it's crazy, you look in the mid lane with Valkyrin, it must just be because Valkyrin hasn't shopped in quite a while, as he's sitting on 1,500 gold, but 2 longswords just versus the Brutalizer boots and Null Magic that Pawn Gypsy has. Not comparing lanes directly, but kind of comparing people who are going to be building similar items and what stage they are in their build. Just gotta shop soon so he can make his presence felt. He's ulting bot.
He's ulting bot, he's going straight down, he's going to jump on towards Reggie, and Crescendo was used, but not quite at the right time. Bullet time as well goes across. One more double up should be enough. He is going to pick up the kill. Raging Kenny takes down Mr. Wish. Now you can see Olaf also coming around. Valkyrin taken down very low. The axe is thrown in there. In this case, it is a big mace straight on towards it. Valkyrin goes down to Lil Kevin, and now they're on towards a Zingy. A Zingy desperately running for his life. Meanwhile, they are just being forced back away. The top lane still being bullied as well. Pawn Gypsy is in control of the top, and it seems the bottom lane also in control. They're going to go for Dragon.
And they should be able to pick up this Dragon fairly uncontested. The big play there is actually Scuba Chris got vision of Valkyrin as he was jumping in, which allowed the rest of the team to react and know that gank was coming bottom well before the tell was given by the ultimate on the ground. So really good turnaround, shutting down what Pantheon really wanted to do. I gotta say, Valkyrin should have shot before he did that, because the power level would be a lot higher if he ulted with the Brutalizer than without, and they might have been able to pick up some kills.
It is Pawn Gypsy keeping this tower pushed, but in terms of CS, he has obviously got the advantage, 73 to 49, but Dr. Trevor is still keeping that turret fairly secure so far. You can see Zingy was just lingering off in the corner there, but there's no ward there. Didn't realize it, but honestly, I'm not even sure a 2v1 right now would be a problem against Pawn Gypsy.
He's going to kill one if they go for 2v1. Like, they might get the turnaround, but with how low Dr. Trevor would be right now, if Pawn Gypsy goes all in with his combo, I think Dr. Trevor would fall. They might try to bait it out with a flash after the Zed ult, but even then, I don't know if they'd have the damage to turn it around. Zingy is confident in this. They feel like they can get something, but this is a very dangerous game they're playing.
Very dangerous. You can see Trevor, he's at half health already. In fact, that's shredded down even more, and it just showed itself already. And they were like, well, we do have this.
There it goes.
We do have this man drop in the middle, but it doesn't matter because Dr. Trevor forced away. There comes the man drop. You can see he's going to jump through. Pawn Gypsy's like, well, I'm going to take one down with me. Can I get any more? He's already coming up to the top there. He's going to head straight down. You can see Olaf making a quick mad dash straight up the river. Here comes Scuba Chris. They're trying to bait it into the bush. They realize it, and Scuba Chris now comes in. They don't want to dive this one. They did have Lil Kevin with them as well.
It's one of those examples of when a lane is lost, you got to let it be. We saw this so well in the first round from Psycho Squid. He was getting camped in every game, and they did not help him. He came back in the game, the rest of the team won, and they were able to take the game back. But in this situation, Dr. Trevor is getting crushed by Pawn Gypsy, and when Zingy went to help, it only created more trouble. But not only are they now losing that lane, they're losing the other ones too, because all that pressure from Zingy got hurt.
All three lanes seem to be in trouble at the moment. Dirtnap Gaming versus Meat Playground is just about to get underway on Stream A. Meanwhile, we're going to continue here on Stream 2 with this excellent match. One Trick Pony versus Falafel Gaming. They are going to dive. Here comes Lil Kevin straight on towards him. Bullet time just in time. No. Flashed with the Lulu ultimate, and manages to avoid the damage. A very large gangster Graves there does manage to avoid the damage. Mr. Wish gets out of there.
Mafia misfortune, man. Getting your gangsters mixed up, unfortunately. Oh, no, no, I'm the one who's messing up. I was going to make fun of you.
I think you'll find that is Gangster Graves.
I think you'll find it is Mafia Graves. Okay.
Yeah.
You win this round.
Yeah.
I'll get you at some point.
You can stick your paranoia where the sun don't shine. Sunny Jim. Reference to IPL 5 if anyone else is tuning in aware of that one. Dr. Trevor, you are in all sorts of danger. Run, man, run. You are going to be a dead man. Pawn Gypsy's going to collapse on towards him. I think he's just going to force him back. No, he's not. He's going to go for it. He's going deep. Dr. Trevor has to use his ultimate. Wow, look at that. Just one quick burst of damage. Dr. Trevor's like, I am out. Peace.
And it's interesting that Pawn Gypsy's going with the Giant's Belt here. He could have just went straight up Assassination if he would have spent all that gold into, say, a BF Sword or finishing his Black Cleaver. That Assassination attempt of Dr. Trevor would have surely been successful, but he's more worried about the overall team strategy, the fact that they're already at 4,000 gold, and the fact that he can just stay alive and nearly burst a person since the teamfight phase is about to begin.
The problem is, I mean, even if he would have got the kill, would he have been worth much by now? 0-5 he would have been then.
No. He would have been worth, I think, about 120 gold or something around that.
Yeah, so he's probably better off just to say, like, I'm just going to send you back home, and then I prefer to just take the turret down instead.
Yeah, but even then, he probably could have put a few more hits onto that turret, decided not to finish it. He'll be back for it later, but overall the team really putting the pressure down onto Falafel Gaming. How are they going to come back into this one?
How are they going to come back at 7-2? Wow, you can see immediately. Actually, straight towards Valkyrie, the Ignite's running. Is it going to be enough? As Zingy came in, he is just going to turn around. Well, I think he's going to back away from that one. The passive should be enough. 150 hit points. Plenty. Had that covered, no problem.
So Raging Kenny now going back to base. You can just see across the board, Misfortune, 136 minion kills with the kill. Got the Bloodthirster finished. Just Zed, 4-1, destroyed top lane. Mid lane didn't quite crush for Lil Kevin against Valkyrie, but that was because Zingy spent a lot of time in that mid lane. Only one who can really have to make something happen here would be Valkyrie on Pantheon. But with that, it's just, with the pressure everywhere, he can only Panthalt so often.
So Scuba Chris is going to come up and help out Pawn Gypsy. They're going to take down this top turret. They're going to see if they can pick anything up from it. He's going to head around, looking towards the red buff, and invading Azingi's jungle. And wow, Dr. Trevor might be in trouble here. He's going to come around. There's going to be the blade through his face. He has to pop his ultimate once again. They should have enough damage here to tank it through the turret here. And Pawn Gypsy is going to follow through, but they do not go for it again. And they choose to back away.
And during all that, Valkyrie and Azingi actually killed off Lil Kevin. So really good work there for Trevor, creating attention, you know, living on his own, not needing the help, and they were able to get work done elsewhere.
They are able to get work done elsewhere. They are starting to lose health on that top turret there, so they're going to have to react to it, because slowly but surely Pawn Gypsy is going to become a menace for the entire team, and not just poor old Dr. Trevor on that top lane. He's been tormented so far. Blue buff ward gone down from Regeron. They're going to keep an eye on the map. This is starting to push their advantages.
Scuba Chris took a bunch of damage from Valkyrie in the mid lane, and this is what we said had to happen. He has to make it go, but then the whole team comes in. There's the crescendo.
Wow, my mouse decides to bump it straight up. Not too sure what happened there. I think a little bit of a hair caught on the infrared, but it went flying up the screen. But you managed to catch the gist of what was happening. And that was another dragon bullet time, and it will be a dragon. And that was very well timed. They were kind of already positioning for that dragon anyway, so he just kind of got in the way.
He got in the way. They rolled up. Everyone was already there. Caught him completely by surprise and just extended their lead even more. Thing here is Valkyrie will be up in about 5 seconds. If they go for it, they're going to have to ult here. Dr. Trevor's ultimate is also up in 10 seconds. But wisely, One Trick Ponies backs away, realizing all the ultimates were about to sink and that they were low. They're going to take their lead back to base.
Take the lead back to base. The question is, will they lose their mid turret as they do so? No, because they do, two of them cancel the ulti quickly. We are going to see down that bottom lane. Raging Kenny is clearing out the wave. They may lose it. Oh, there's a man drop coming in. It's going to go straight for it. There goes Pantheon. They are going to sync up those ultis, and they're all going to be up towards Regeron. They should be able to pop it down, but is it going to be enough? All they've done is managed to take down one support. Can they get the turret? They're going to have Lil Kevin still continuing to cause them problems. They have to tank the turret up. They will get the turret. It was worth it.
A couple people decided to stick around and defend that turret. It was not to be. Too much power from Falafel Gaming to get that mid turret down. But they burned a lot for just one support kill and a turret. Now those ultimates back on cooldown again. The fact that One Trick Ponies was not fighting there means Crescendo will be up in 38 seconds. Bullet time up in 5. The next big fight will have a huge advantage for One Trick Ponies.
Here comes Pawn Gypsy on the top. Dr. Trevor is not going to be able to avoid this one. He's not got his ultimate available, and there comes Pawn Gypsy all over him. And remember, he just picked up as an assist, but he does flash away from it. Very good time flash there, waited for the ultimate to be used.
Made sure that Pawn Gypsy couldn't chase him all the way down, but still means the pressure of that lane gets pushed back again. You can see now One Trick Ponies pushing in mid lane as well. They're yet to pick up an Oracles, though. Pretty soon there, they'd want to start forcing around Baron. Let's see if Scuba Chris can get this red buff steal.
Yeah, he's got a Zingy coming in. It's going to be a smite fight. And actually, Zingy does manage to force him away there, kind of just sort of bullying him, saying, well, the rest of our team could be close by. You just never quite know. It has got the ward down. I think they still want to fight for this one. Red buff now coming back around to Chris. The rest of the team are there. Misfortune slowly but surely going to come around. There's going to be the crescendo across. Valkyrie taking very low. The Ignite should be enough to take him down. Yes, he will be. Zingy now in trouble as well. Raging Kenny's on him. Little Kevin goes diving in for him. Little Kevin picks up the kill. Now they're going to chase through. It's going to be Ozadin. There's the Rumble Ultimate. They're going to go for Pawn Gypsy. Pawn Gypsy doesn't matter though because Raging Kenny picks up another. There's a double kill for Lil Kevin as well. And they clean up. Was it worth it for a red buff? I don't know.
Kind of a long time coming. Their eventual lead. They finally found a fight where Falafel Gaming could not completely take them in. Everyone dropping there. 4 members down. They're kind of low. They decide not to push turrets, but with this Baron buff, they could mount an insurmountable lead here. 7,000 gold, 20 minutes in, plus a Baron. Going to be really tough for Falafel to even hold with their turrets at this point.
Now going to pick up the Baron. Eventually.
It's a very powerful worm, and oh no, here comes Pan!
Is it going to be enough? Is he going to come in at the right time? It lands. Is he going to get a Heartseeker off? The Baron actually went down, but he could get enough people with a Heartseeker. No, because the first Pawn Gypsy had just returned at the right moment. Wow, close.
Oh man, they had almost forgotten about him, and the cool thing there is that Valkyrin came in with a Lulu ult on him already because they came from the same area. Couldn't quite finish everyone. The exhaust was really key coming in right on Valkyrin as he dropped in to pop that Heartseeker strike. I'd have to say, Regeron's exhaust there probably saved 3 people's lives, and that could just make this game even faster.
Wow, Pawn Gypsy, Blade of the Rune King. That's going to do some serious, serious damage. He hasn't even bothered upgrading to Mercury Trench, which he looked like he was going for. Instead, he's just said, nope, straight damage.
Decided against it, decided he's going to kill someone immediately and doesn't care about the 1 second CC anymore. So, going to shove out that top lane. Everybody on One Trick Ponies with the Baron buff, since unfortunately Valkyrin could not finish anyone else. If they win this one, Falafel's out.
Falafel would be out. One Trick Ponies would buy themselves a lifeline. Question is, will it be against Meat Playground or Dirt Nap Gaming? That is going on Stream 1 right now. We are here on Stream 2. Covering the first knockout match, I guess, of Group C. And as it stands, One Trick Ponies are looking like they're going to find themselves a stay of execution. The question is, in a close match against Dirt Nap Gaming, could they do the same thing? Could they manage to, after 2 games, warm up, get themselves a much better performance?
If they had that rematch versus Dirt Nap Gaming, you know, the game was not that lopsided. It was a very close game that we got to cast there. Slightly better team composition, maybe didn't get split push that much. And here's Valkyrin trying a last-ditch effort. It's going to be tough.
Here's the last-ditch effort. He man drops in there. He gets caught straight out, though. Dr. Trevor in all sorts of trouble as well as Zingy's trying his best to keep them away at the top there. But Dr. Trevor's going to get dropped unless he's got something up his sleeve that we don't know about that happens in the ability power. He was not going to survive that one. I think that was simply a case of getting baited by Pantheon.
Valkyrin and Dr. Trevor decided they were going to try to make something happen, and they both died, unfortunately for them. Turret going down, Zed still split pushing top lane against a Zingy, and that Baron buff is keeping them so healthy with regen. Everyone on Falafel Gaming having to go back. They could lose their inhibitor right here.
And Zingy doing a fantastic job of keeping him away for a while, because he's got a 5-level distance over Pawn Gypsy there. Wow. That's going to equate to a hell of a lot, but there we go. There's going to be the inhibitor turret going down. There's the top inner turret going down as well. And well, it's 6-1 in turrets. And One Trick Ponies are looking good for this one, despite the fact their pony was banned.
Their poor LeBlanc was banned. I don't think they care. I don't think they're going to play LeBlanc this entire tournament, even if it's not banned. But they're probably going to live for another game at least, and they'll have the highest pressure game of their lives coming up right after this, if they're able to close out Falafel Gaming, which it looks like they have a huge edge on.
So when you're comparing the pressure that these guys are under, how would it compare to their finals?
The World Finals?
No, their finals.
The next game.
No, their university finals that they've all gone through.
I'd almost say they probably care a hell of a lot more about this than they do the university finals. Just coming as someone who's been through university classes, yeah, they're kind of high pressure, but this is way more
This is more than your university exams. Well, you heard it here.
Well,
first,
think about it. A university exam is one class out of about 20 that if you don't do well, you could still take the course again, right? But this is a play and you have a career in something you're going to love almost immediately. Like the level of certainty is just much higher for these guys.
Wow, look at that. Scuba Chris dodged out straight away. You can see Rumble use 2 lances there to try and see if anyone was in it. He dodged and avoided the damage, just skillfully around the side there, almost baited Lulu into it, but Lulu Ultimate had to be used.
Just another reason the Falafel Gaming just going out farther than they needed to be. There's no way they have control of their own jungle at this point. They need to hold inside their own base. They shouldn't be getting poked out and having to use Lulu Ultimates that far away from their home.
Well, there it is. That's going to be the first inhibitor of the game. One Trick Pony's picking that up. This is the Season 3 North American qualifiers, remember. This is all or nothing game. One of these teams will be out of the tournament. As at the moment, it is not looking good for Admiral Azingi's boys of Falafel Gaming.
And Azingi just seems like they need a bit more work as a team right from the start of this game, not getting a good pull on red buff, meaning he couldn't get the blue steal onto Scuba Chris, set them back from the get-go, and even now they seem a little bit uncoordinated. They don't quite go in together. They're not shopping at the right intervals. Everyone's really doing their own thing as they get engaged on right under their turrets.
They're going for it. Crescendo lands across on Valkyrie. Valkyrie gets dropped. The bullet time hits everyone, and that is just a massacre. And now Mr. Wiz, the last man standing, Paul Gypsy all over him, and that's actually going to be picked up by Regeron. That's an ace. That is almost certainly the game.
It's a surrender.
Fantastic performance. The surrender comes out 20-4, 18 turrets to 1. What a beautiful performance by One Trick Pony.
They really showed that they can crush Falafel Gaming. So that's the question we had earlier, right? We knew that Falafel Gaming got beaten really quickly by Meat Playground. But Meat Playground just gotten beaten really quickly. Or sorry,
Falafel Gaming just got beaten really quickly by One Trick Pony. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So break it down for us, Jat. One Trick Pony, looking a little rusty in game 1. Have they managed to shake off that rust that they had? You know, the confidence maybe settled in a little bit now that they've got them 2 games out of the way?
This confidence swing is going to be huge for them. And I think what's going to raise their confidence even more is if they play Meat Playground next, right? Because if they don't have to play Dirt Nap Gaming twice, the team that already beat them, they're going to be so much happier and more confident. Winning a game like this, even against bad teams, can do so much for your morale in these types of situations.
Yeah, so we have seen another team exit the tournament. It is going to be Falafel Gaming. They join the 2 other teams that came out of Group B.
Yep.
So Epic Gaming joining them, by the way. Epic Gaming already out of the tournament. First team out of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic stuff. This is the Season 3 National Champions, and we're going to go over to the Team 2 to see how things are going on in there.